I hand over to our CEO, Mr. E. Nandakumar. He leads our team, supported by his vast experience in multinational corporations across businesses, functions, and management levels. He is also an alumnus of IIT Madras. Please welcome Nandakumar. He will share with us the year that was.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you all are. It has been a very satisfying year, thanks to the overwhelming support we got from everybody without exception. Let me quickly start by introducing our team. We are 16 in all, 14 full-time employees and 2 advisors. So Rekha is our administrator. We have Kamlesh and his research team supported by Vidya, Jayanti, Kadambari and Marishwaran. Ganapati is our computer modeling principal scientist for computer simulation. Sripati is our expert engineer heading implementation supported by the young Umang Khanna. Ramya, as you have already met online, is our outreach expert here. Sri Vidya is a principal scientist analysis supported by Vishnu and Nestina. Dr. Rao is our technical advisor and Ilango is our consultant advisor. So we are operating giving our services through 6 verticals. I will touch upon them in a few minutes. We have research into materials, sensors, and focused on recycle and reuse. We have analysis, which is offered more as a project support, testing and validation of technologies, computer modeling and analytics, an incubation hub, which has recently started, outreach activities, and implementation on the field, supported by starting from consultancy to sustainable operation and maintenance. So in the research front, we are looking at reducing time and cost of testing. So the water quality problems are not lingering on, and it's possible to test them locally and rapidly. So work is on in terms of low cost arsenic and fluoride sensors, which are the 2 main contaminants in India today. We're also looking at industrial effluents, have done some work with automotive paint shop water recycling and domestic grey water recycling, and some specific industry projects in terms of RO reject water management for a mobile treatment plant and eco-friendly corrosion inhibitors for cooling towers. So we're looking at generic research as well as specific sponsored research by corporates. Our research infrastructure is geared and some more equipment will get added in due course. Our analysis infrastructure is also ready and implementation and training is in progress, but for the lockdown, we would have completed it. And we have already executed 1 project for a coal mine in assessing their groundwater quality to make it potable, as well as to enable the rehabilitation of the society post completion of the mining operations. So this is a kind of work that we could do for other mining companies as well. We also have a consortium membership, and we thank Marman Water, Buckman Laboratories for joining our consortia and setting up the labs inside our center for close collaborative work. Consortium memberships are open to organizations who would like to collaborate with the center in developing new technologies or have a very high requirement of any of the center's services. On the implementation front, we offer a range of services starting from consultancy in water management with audits, water saving recommendations, and solution implementation support. We also are in a position, thanks to IIT's Research Park and the Incubation Center, offer new technologies which can be part of the solution that we will handhold in implementing. And for each of these technologies, we are focused on sustained operation and maintenance for minimum 3 to maximum 10 years and beyond if required. And in this context, we have partnered with several foundations, philanthropic organizations or NGOs who could help in training, information, awareness creation, and behavioral change inputs. So it's a kind of seamless transformation that we are hoping to achieve in this space. Some of the work we have done is water audit for an auto ancillary company, done the security mapping, a rapid assessment of Rameswaram Island, and 3 incubated technologies have been introduced or have been expanded in their scope. Capacitive deionization, which is very good for removing dissolved salts. Amrit, which removes metals, arsenic and iron in particular. And Vayu Jal, which is an emerging technology for converting water, air to water. The benefits, as you can see, are both in terms of commercial and water savings and energy savings, and also providing healthy water by retaining minerals. The other advantage of these technologies are the ease of maintenance and the long-lasting components. But there are some constraints being emerging technologies. As you can see, the range of TDS and flow rates are slightly constrained. So we have received funds from one of our alumnus to scale up these limitations, work beyond them. So virtually the output can go up 2.5 times and the input TDS can double. And this is soon to be released into the market. Some of the installations which you have seen before, which Ramya had shared as well, have been in the field. So the performance in the field has been supporting our claims in terms of including doing better than the liters per hour, as well as the retention of water and the cost per liter. And the same technology has been offered to 1/4 of the government residential schools in Telangana, and it's right now under implementation. And we're also trying to mobilize CSR, corporate social responsibility funds, to address the needs of what are called aspirational districts in the country, which have been identified by the government, and where these funds can be deployed to provide drinking water solutions. 3 such units have been installed in Ramanathapuram district and awaiting inauguration. Anion and metal removal technology, the advantages is that it has 0 pressure drop as per the construction. And as a result, you have a range of capacities from a small home unit to 1,000 kiloliters per day unit. There is no power required. It lasts for many years if maintained properly, the media. And the costs are very negligible with minimum water wastage. And the arsenic that has been removed from the system can be easily disposed of, as it doesn't leach from the media. And these are some examples of the home units that have been deployed during the year, about 90 of them in Punjab. And Vayu Jal, which is atmospheric water capture, it taps an untapped source. So water anytime is the benefit it offers. It's filtered, treated, and mineralized. And it has the right quantity of minerals complying with WHO standards. It uses nanotechnology to minimize the cost. The energy cost is the most significant cost, and you get 3 liters per unit of energy. And what's more, it serves precious groundwater and eliminates use of plastic bottles wherever plastic bottle is consumed for water. And the maintenance costs are negligible. It's almost like an air conditioning unit. These are some of the installations. This unit in IIT Guest House has been running steadily for the last 1 year, and it's feeding the guests as well as the mess for cooking. And this unit at the school is located in the terrace with dispensing point closer to the classrooms. Now coming to outreach, most of it has been covered by Ramya. I'm just running through them. We had several workshops for the government as well as corporates, as well as communities and residential households on rainwater harvesting, on redesigning RO water systems in the light of the question mark on RO's pollution to the environment, session on sensors, which was an international event, and the monthly water talks where informal exchange on several topics like water body restoration or grey water management, which are where even community people came and participated. Now these water talks may have to be held online henceforth for a short while. We've also used the opportunity to educate children in the Telangana schools, where Umang Khanna had given a lecture on the CDI technology and hygiene and sanitation to the school children. Also, thanks to the Danish Water Forum, a set of students had come down to learn about water testing, analysis, and also got involved in some community work. We plan to continue this as soon as all normalcy is restored, include both government school children as well as the private school children. And finally, we have launched an incubation hub. We are proud to state our, we have signed an MOU with Akamai Technologies and through Satwa for an accelerator program where we'll be mentoring 2 startups. The important thing is these 2 startups are not profit making, they're social impact startups. And so that's a great plus for ICCW being a not-for-profit organization as well to participate in this kind of mentoring. FM is looking at very low-cost open source water test kit which can be used by any common citizen with an Android phone. And A3 is looking at an app to help citizens interface for lake restoration. So these are exciting projects that we would be involved with in the coming year. Just to summarize, the year, as I said, has been very satisfying, and we forged 28 partnerships. These are the companies that we have, and there are several more in the pipeline, and we look forward to even more greater things in the coming year. I thank you once again. Before I sign off, I would like you to visit our website where we have several links and which could give you more information, and there is also a link for the newsletter which you could click and see the quarterly events that have been happening at ICCW. Thank you one and all.